In 2006, the weekly Nielsen ratings stated that 70 million viewers watched at least one of the 3 CSI shows, and that 5 out of the 10 shows had something to do with forensic science, amassing around 100 million viewers each week watching some kind of forensic science cop drama. I'm not one of the 70 million. I don't particularly like CSI. I do like Bones, NCIS, Dexter, shows like that. And as fascinating as those shows are and how much I love them, even as an investigator, they make me cringe sometimes on some of the techniques and science that they use. So it's not necessarily an accurate portrayal of what I do on a day-to-day basis. So what we're going to be talking about today is the CSI Effect, what it is, what its implications are in the courtroom, and how it can affect outcomes of cases. So in 2010, April edition of The Economist states that the CSI Effect is the phenomenon in which jurors hold unrealistic expectations of forensic science and investigation techniques. Attorneys, judges, journalists have stated that the CSI Effect is what caused wrongly acquitted defendants because no science was presented to begin with. The Honorable Judge Don Shelton from the National Institute of Justice states that it's not necessarily the CSI effect, but more of a tech effect in which the new technological advances are thought to be used in everyday cases, which they're not. So the basic is that CSI effect is the unrealistic expectations of forensic science and not necessarily what's used in a day-to-day basis. So how does that work in a courtroom? Basically, it starts out with the jury. You're going to have many people that think that the science and get their information from science and technological advances from the media, more so than they would from a science class. And these are the people that sit on our juries. In 2013 Journal of Behavioral and Health Science, Social Sciences, the national survey says that the judges and trial lawyers stated that 58% of prosecutors and 47% of defense attorneys stated that they spent more time asking jurors, potential jurors, what TV shows they watched more so than anything else. And you want to know why? Listen up. It's for a tool for elimination of those people. So if you don't want to be on jury duty for too long, listen to this. It's because they couldn't distinguish the difference between reality and TV. Just an FYI. So because these people couldn't understand that what happens on CSI doesn't necessarily happen at my office, they couldn't understand that and therefore would skew one way or another for the defendant or the prosecution side. So once these people are eliminated, how is the CSI effect even continuing on from there? From there you have what's been rewritten as the standard of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. This is when you get into your case outcomes. Beyond a reasonable doubt has now become beyond any doubt because of this seemingly error-proof evidence that has been presented from forensic sciences. However, there's not a real consensus on whether or not it's felt more by the prosecution side or the defense side. Prosecutions have stated that they feel it more if they don't have enough forensic science, that they're going to lose the jury. Defense side is if the prosecution does have some kind of forensic science, whether or not it was crucial to the case, they're going to lose the case because there was more science involved and the jury was going to lean towards that. A good example of that is the Casey Anthony case, where the jury was out because there wasn't any forensic evidence on her being there or actually murdering her child. So the research is still going on whether or not the correlation between the tech effect still has a relation on acquittals. So in conclusion, I'm almost finished, I promise, is that the CSI effect is the unrealistic expectation of forensic science because of these quasi-science tech shows. They can have an effect on jury selection for process of elimination. However, it can still be used later on towards the acquittals or possible acquittals because of not having forensic science or having forensic science to help you out in the case itself. So as entertaining as Bones, CSI, Dexter, NCIS are, they're not realistic. So out of the 100 million viewers, you're not going to get an accurate portrayal of what the criminal justice field actually does.